That is for Deen al-Islam, religion with Allah since time began. That is for dhikr, remembering Allah, and Ra is for the month of Ramadan. Oh, Ramadan. That is for zakah, to cure our greed, when we give our money to those in need. That is for salamun alaykum, peace be with you, wa alaykum assalam.
Have you been looking for a new bank where interests play no role? Look no further. Lotus Bank is here to change the game with a breath of fresh air. We'll partner with you to achieve growth and success in almost every facet of your life. Experience a transparent relationship with us. Enjoy the benefits of non-interest banking, zero account maintenance fees, free debit card, 1 month free banking, zero interest on financing and ethical investments. Take that bold step now and embrace the opportunities of non-interest banking. Dial *5405# now. You may also download the Lotus Bank app on Google Play or Apple Store and begin your journey of breath of fresh air. Visit lotusbank.com. Lotus Bank. Partner. Progress. Prosper.
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. On today's episode, we shall inshallah talk on categories of charities in Islam. The word charity in Islam is represented by the word as-sadaqah in Arabic. There are two categories of charity in Islam. The compulsory charity, which is technically known as zakat, and the non-compulsory charity, which is generally known as almsgiving, charities, and the like. Charity, when it is compulsory, that is zakat, it means a servant of Allah is expected to fulfill a pillar of Islam. This is mentioned in several verses of Quran. Quran chapter 98 verse 5. Allah says, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَذَلِكَ الدِّينُ الْقَيِّمُ. We have not commanded them to perform anything other than they should believe in Allah, and they should be sincere in their belief, and they should perform the obligatory prayer and pay the obligatory charity. In Quran chapter 41 verses 6 and 7, Allah described those who refuse to pay zakat as mushrikun, that is, those who associate partners with Allah. Allah says, وَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُشْرِكِينَ, woe unto the disbelievers, الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْتُونَ زَكَاةَ, those who refuse to pay zakat, وَهُمْ بِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ كَافِرُونَ, and they disbelieve in the hereafter. When we look at the word sadaqat in general, it means charity, but it is characteristics of the Quran that when this word is used to mean either zakat, or that is the obligatory charity, or other sadaqat, the non-obligatory charity. In Quran chapter 9 verse 58, Allah mentioned the word sadaqat. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَلْمِزُكَ فِي الصَّدَقَاتِ. There are some among them who abuse you concerning the way you distribute sadaqat. And the same thing in Quran chapter 9 verse 60. Allah says, إِنَّمَا الصَّدَقَاتِ, all form of charity, whether zakat or the other ones, are for the well-known categories of people that are 8 in number: the poor, the needy, those who are workers of zakat, those whose heart is to be reconciled, and those who are in slavery, and those who are in debt and on the path of Allah, and for those who are travelers. So in other words, sadaqat in general whether zakat or non-zakat are for these categories of people. But the first two, al-fuqara and al-masakin, the poor and the needy, they are the people upon which other sadaqat are usually expended on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made zakat compulsory. Why? Because it is the fiscal system of Islam in which wealth is managed and redistributed to alleviate poverty and ensure social justice. When you look at Quran chapter 2, verse 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, those who believe in the unseen and they perform salat, and out of what we have provided for them, they spend in the cause of Allah. This combines zakat and sadaqat. But if you look at Quran chapter 73, verse 20, Allah says, Waqimu salata wa atu zakata wa akridullah qardan hasana. You should perform salat, pay zakat, and lend Allah out of your wealth in a beautiful manner. So with this, it shows that after the payment of zakat, some other things are still expected on believers. Therefore, when you compare the two, you find out that zakat has certain conditions to be fulfilled, whereas other charities has no condition for their payment. For the payment of zakat, the wealth must reach nisab, that is the minimum mark upon which zakat is due on a wealth. For example, this year is calculated to be 1,545,192 naira and 90 kobo.
Embracing Workful program for oneself or on behalf of the parent is Sadaqah to Jariyah that we afford the dua Jannah be easily life. Key into Workful program by bequeathing part of your estate, landed properties and other assets for the sake of Allah. Proceeds or rental fee from this asset shall be judiciously utilized by the tested and trusted Z&S Workful Foundation to bring succor to the needy and provision of social amenities and economic empowerment. You can also make a donation of a minimum of 10,000 naira that Z&S Workful Foundation will collect to procure assets that are economically viable. No doubt, Workful is highly rewarding. Contact Z&S Workful Foundation, Suite 12, Tafabalewa Square, Lagos. Call 080-3538-2911. With Workful, your asset will earn you Jannah. Be easy in life. Be a partaker.
When you look at charity, you don't need to have that much to perform charity. Whatever you have that is beyond your immediate need, it is expected that you give out of it. Even though you are not expected to give everything out, but you give out of it. Then there is the minimum payable on a wealth of zakat, and that is 38,629 naira and 82 kobo. But you can give anything on other charity, as I have said. Even it may not be in kind. I mean, it may not be in cash alone. It could also be in kind. Then, the payment of zakat is due after its maturity. That is al-hawl. Before you are expected to pay zakat, a year must have turned over the wealth. That is when it is mature for payment. But on other form of charity, there is nothing like that. Then, beyond that, there are times when the non-obligatory charity become necessary, somehow like it's even compulsory or obligatory. When you have the Islamic government and the Amir felt that he should call on the wealthy or all and sundry to donate something, no matter how small. There are occasions like that. Then it is as if charity become compulsory at that time. That is to say, even if you have not reached the level of payment of zakat, and you are called upon around this time, and even when there is no Islamic government, you look at the people with whom you are surrounded, you find out that you have to give, then you must give. It becomes somehow compulsory that you must give. Like for example, during the period of natural disaster, e.g. drought and famine, and also during emergencies like calamities and outbreak of fire, flood, destitution, and the like. And number 3, when the proceeds of zakat is not enough to satisfy the immediate need of the citizenry, then the leader will call on people, and that is when we know those who are actually righteous. According to Quran chapter 2, verse 177, Allah says, the righteous are the one who, after believing in Allah and other pillars of belief, they are the people who pay out of their money. They give, despite why they love the money, they give part of it to their close relationship, or to the orphan, or to the needy, or to traveler, or those who ask, and those who are in slavery. So these categories of people, they are people that we might be called upon, or when we look at ourselves, we find out that it becomes very necessary to help them out. Like for example, when you have widows and orphans in members of your family. So nobody should tell you that you have to take care of them, not until when you have zakat or zakat is given to them. May Almighty Allah enhance our faith and help us to be able to be among the righteous servants of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, Ramadan, that is for zakah to cure our greed. When we give our money to those in need, that is for salamun alaykum, peace be with you wa alaykum assalam. Labbaik Allah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. This is Hajj Mabrur Ventures Limited. How can we help you, sir?
Can you please tell me about your mode of operations?
Hajj Mabrur Ventures has been a leading private Hajj and Umrah operator for close to 20 years. At Hajj Mabrur Ventures, our pilgrims are our priority. We always provide them with conducive accommodations that are close to Haram, soap purifying sermons from our League of Clerics, state-of-the-art aircraft, zihara in Mecca and Medina, competent medical team.
Aja, please tell him about the feeding twice in a day.
You are right, ma.
This is exactly what I heard from your old client. You guys are fantastic.
Alhamdulillah, sir.
And you will receive a check from me today.
Visit Hajj Mabrur Ventures Limited, 9A, Wing 1 Abiodun Fashake Crescent, behind Old Lasso Campus, Idiroko Bus Stop, Ikorodu Road, and Suite 10, Tafabalewa Square. Telephone 0809-211-3680. Website hajmabruru.com. Simply hospitality, truly spirituality.